Hi, I'm Anthony.
I'm Nicole.
And this is our new show called
Life with
Twins. Nerdy. Okay. So, this is our newest and only, because we've never had one before.
Or first.
Yes, our first YouTube show and our first episode. Because we found out that we are pregnant. Well, she's pregnant. And we're going to have twins.
Pregnant.
I do. But we're going to have twins. So,
Yay.
We're first-time parents. And we just thought what we could do is kind of track the journey that we've gone through. And we have no idea what it's like to be parents. So maybe get some advice from the YouTube world. But we've actually had kind of a hard time getting pregnant. Luckily now we are pregnant with twins. So the whole point of this show would be to kind of tell you guys like everything that we went through when it comes to miscarriage, in vitro, everything that we've gone through to get to the point where we are now. And then hopefully over the series, we can kind of talk about, the different stages of pregnancy
I need more to say.
and how she's feeling. Okay, I'll stop talking so much and I'll let Nicole introduce herself and talk about who she is. So why don't you start, babe? Sorry.
My name's Nicole. We have been together for almost 10 years. Married for 4 and
Almost 4.
well, in like 3 days.
Okay.
4. Crazy. And I am a nurse. I work in labor and delivery and I help deliver babies. And a lot of people are like, how do you work in labor and delivery and deliver babies when you're going through the struggle of trying to get pregnant? Isn't that hard for you? And there's times where, yeah, it has been hard. Watching, other people have their 7th baby. But at the same time, it's been very rewarding, helping moms who are going through the same struggle that I went through. I helped a mom who had 11 miscarriages and finally, gave birth to her IVF twins. So that gave me a lot of hope in our journey. So it's been a struggle, but it's also been very rewarding working there.
So I'm Anthony, her husband, and I don't have nearly as exciting of a job. I work for a very, very large company doing like their office management and stuff like that. But it gives me a lot of time to work on projects and kind of figure out what I want to do with my life. So it's been a really, really great job. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about on this specific podcast is with our story. Like I kind of wanted to talk about the fact that we have experienced some loss and then some really hard times with trying to get pregnant. And I kind of wanted to talk about it from maybe both perspectives. So 3 years ago, you want to tell them about what happened 3 years ago?
Yeah. So 3 years ago, approximately, we found out that we were pregnant. We had been trying for 7 months, and at that time, that felt like eternity to try to get pregnant. And we got pregnant, and it was like the best day of our lives. We were...
Well, the one thing that, sorry to interrupt, but that's going to happen a lot.
Your famous thing.
But I felt like when we finally like had that piece that found out that we were pregnant, it was because we like finally like stopped, in a sense, trying.
Yeah.
Which is the thing that everybody always does, like stop trying.
Tell you, yeah, to stop trying. We actually didn't want to get pregnant that month because we were getting ready to go to Europe, and we didn't want to be early pregnant going to Europe. But we got pregnant, and we were just so excited.
It was amazing.
Going through Europe, being pregnant, enjoying everything, and knowing that like when we came back that we would have a doctor's appointment to go to.
Yeah, but the only thing about like being pregnant that first time was like constantly tired.
Yeah, I was tired all the time. That was like my only. And then there were like foods that I didn't want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that also just was part of being in a different country and getting tired of eating like the same pastas and stuff over and over again. But yeah, so we really enjoyed that. We really enjoyed finding out that we were pregnant. It was like the best thing ever. And then we were in Europe having the time of our lives there, living it up. And then we came home and...
But before we came home, didn't you say like you had felt like something was off?
I only felt that like when we got home. Like when we got home, even like we had a doctor's appointment, and at that doctor's appointment they didn't do an ultrasound. It was just like getting to know you. And then he wrote for a script for an ultrasound, and I think we were on our way to church, and I looked down at like the script that I had in my, compartment of the door of the car, and I saw like viability, and it just kind of hit me that like it could not be viable. And so it like just kind of like sank with me. And then we went into church, and I just like had this feeling that, we were going to go into that ultrasound and there wouldn't be a heartbeat. And I don't know if that was just God trying to prepare me for that news or what, but I went in for that ultrasound. He just started his job, so he didn't have the ability to go.
I was in training at the time. Like I literally could not miss a single day. Like I couldn't miss any time. Like it was that I forgot that that's right when I started my new job. But yeah, I literally couldn't miss anything. So I felt bad because I even asked. I was like, "Do you want me to be there?" And you were like, "No. Like you just started this job. You can't miss this time."
You were just in the training time, so you can miss any of the training.
And I had been out of work for a couple of real work. Like I was doing I was serving, but it was only like 3 days a week. Like I could not get any hours as a server. So this was like a full-time job. And I know we were in Europe, but that was because of some stupid mistakes that we made. We had that trip planned for a while. So, I mean, I really, really needed to be there at that time. So I didn't go with you to that doctor's appointment.
And like my mom and my sister offered to go with us, with me. But like I said, I had that feeling that there wasn't going to be a heartbeat. So I didn't really want other people in there going through that experience with me if it wasn't going to be you. So we went in for the ultrasound, and there wasn't a heartbeat. And so then we ended up having like a week and a half-ish later. It was Good Friday, so like right before Easter.
Yeah, but I mean, like how did that hit you though? Because that's one of the things that like I think that was one of the harder moments of our relationship, because the way it hit you was totally different than the way that it really affected me. Like I could not understand what you were going through. Like I did not get it.
I think, the difference is you didn't feel like I was pregnant. Honestly, I didn't feel like I was pregnant until I went into that ultrasound. And when you go into the ultrasound, you see this little gummy bear just sitting there, and you're just like, wow, that's a baby. And then, they're focusing on this area, and you realize there's not a heartbeat. But it's like the moment that you realize that, whoa, I actually am pregnant, was also the moment that I realized, that we were losing the baby. So I think, for you didn't get to have that experience of going in and seeing that ultrasound and seeing the baby inside. And like I showed you the picture, but I don't think, the picture really hit you.
No.
I don't think it would have hit you the same way as, like imagine going in for our ultrasounds now and you kind of, it feels real because you can see, what they're doing, and you can see it on the screen and see the ultrasound,
Yeah.
So I think that's when the pregnancy became real to me, because otherwise I didn't feel pregnant. Like I was tired and stuff like that, but I didn't really feel pregnant. So I think it hit me harder because of that, because I got to see the baby. And
at that time you said it was like the most pain you had ever felt, like losing that. I mean, I remember her like just crying so hard on the bed, like that she had lost it. You know, the main thing was like the why me.
Yeah.
That you had to really like, I mean, that stands out to me in those moments. And like, I could not understand like the pain you were going through. So like, and I could just see you crying, but there was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
You know, like that one.
You couldn't make the baby come back to life.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like, well, the other thing too was like finding out how like common it was for miscarriages. Like I think that's
one in 4, right?
It's something like that. Like, it's something like nobody even talks about. And, you know, you kept on saying like, why me? Why my baby? You know, because you never think that
it's going to happen.
No. So, yeah, that was really something. Yeah, I think that, I want to talk more about everything going forward. But as this is our first episode, I don't want to overload everything. So what I'm going to do is we'll cut this one short. We'll end this one here, and then we'll continue on with the next part of pregnancy and our journey here in a minute. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video, our channel. We would really like it. We'd really like to have you guys be part of our journey, and like us going through life as like becoming first-time parents. So we've got a lot more to come. So thank you guys so much, and
Bye.
We'll see you later.